The history of Russia is long and complex, dating back to the early Middle Ages. The first Russian state, Kievan Rus, was founded in the 9th century by the Varangians, a group of Scandinavian warriors. Kievan Rus was a major power in Eastern Europe for centuries, but it began to decline in the 12th century. In the 13th century, Kievan Rus was invaded by the Mongols, who ruled the region for over 2 centuries. After the Mongol invasion, Russia was divided into a number of smaller principalities. These principalities were eventually reunited under the rule of the Grand Duchy of Moscow in the 15th century. The Grand Duchy of Moscow expanded its territory and power in the 16th and 17th centuries, and in 1721, it became the Russian Empire under Peter the Great. The Russian Empire was a major power in Europe for centuries. It fought wars with Sweden, Poland, and the Ottoman Empire, and it expanded its territory to include much of Eastern Europe and Central Asia. The Russian Empire also played a major role in the defeat of Napoleon in the early 19th century. The Russian Empire began to decline in the late 19th century. It was defeated in the russo-japanese war in 1905, and it experienced a revolution in 1917. The revolution led to the overthrow of the monarchy and the establishment of the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union was a communist state that lasted for over 70 years. It was a major power in the Cold War, and it competed with the United States for influence around the world. The Soviet Union collapsed in 1991, and Russia became an independent country. Since the collapse of the Soviet Union, Russia has been struggling to find its place in the world. It has been involved in a number of conflicts, including the war in Chechnya. Russia is also facing economic challenges, and it is trying to modernize its economy. The history of Russia is a long and complex one. It is a history of great power and influence, but it is also a history of conflict and turmoil. Russia is a country with a bright future, but it is also a country with a difficult past. Only time will tell what the future holds for Russia. Some of the major events in Russian history: 862, establishment of the Rus state in the north, ruled by Varangians. 988, adoption of Christianity by Kievan Rus. 1240, Mongol invasion of Kievan Rus. 1547, Ivan IV the Terrible becomes Tsar of Russia. 1721, Peter the Great proclaims Russia an empire. 1917, Russian Revolution overthrows the monarchy. 1922, establishment of the Soviet Union. 1991, collapse of the Soviet Union. These are just a few of the many important events in Russian history. The full story of Russia is a long and fascinating one, and it is still being written today.